So today I'm behind the wheel of the 2021 Lexus ES 350 all-wheel drive, and I wanted to take some time to showcase the interior of this thing. So starting like normal from left to right. Over on the left, you've got your normal window switches, door locks, your rear mirror adjust, you've got door latch, you've got some presets that you can set for the seating arrangement in the vehicle. You've got your first look at the Mark Levinson speaker system that is throughout the vehicle. Down low to the right, you got some blank buttons, but this one button that looks like the front windshield with an eye is actually to turn off and turn on the heads-up display. So you can see it kind of disappeared and it's kind of back flashing due to the camera recording it. Below that, got a little cubby hole for maybe a small wallet, some change, some dollar bills, or maybe even your key. You've got the button for the fuel tank where you can fuel up, as well as a trunk latch. And down here, your hood latch. Tucked a little behind here, you have the lighting button for the gauge going up and down, as well as odometer trip reset. Before I go to the gauges, I wanted to go above the steering wheel and showcase over on the left. Pushing this button in turns off and turns on the traction control system. And over here on the right, this is the drive mode selector. So going up turns the vehicle into sport, which it already is in. Down will turn it into eco, and pushing in is normal. And as you can see, it will change the gauge cluster to a different color scheme every time. So that's eco, that's normal, and that's sport. Now moving to the gauge cluster. It's a full digital display that's kind of in this circle, but the circle will move as well, which I'll showcase in a moment. So it kind of slides over much like in the Lexus LFA, which will reveal more information over on the left. So starting with it in this arrangement, there's a couple different pages. So this will show you what gear you're in, gear position. Right now I'm in park, so it's not going to show anything there. The tire pressure and PSI for all four corners. Blank screen. And then up to the top again, drive info 1, your miles per gallon, drive info 2, an eco indicator, and then G-force is what it was on. Now that's pretty much everything I showed you on this page, and then you can go over to the right. You can see a compass, music you're listening to, some lane assist, and cruise options. An alert message, maintenance required. I think it's its current oil change interval for this vehicle, and some settings you can change. Now moving and also obviously you can see the temperature, time, some gauges down below for your oil temp as well as the fuel gauge. But moving the screen back, you can then select some different options in the middle of the screen, much like the options that were when I moved the screen over. So you got some drive mode or some drive settings and options showing your miles per gallon. Blank screen. You can switch between miles per hour and kilometers per hour. Tire pressures and a gear position. Usually just leave it on the gear position. And when you're on this screen, obviously the temps are over on the left, fuel gauge is over on the right. Moving back to the steering wheel, how I was selecting all those options over here on the left. So up and down obviously changes the different options in that screen, but if you go to the option where you've got different pages, you can go left and right, and that is how things are changed that way. This button right here, it backs you out, but also this is a button that adjusts that cool LFA feature, as I call it. You got some phone talk options to your vehicle. You've got volume control below that. Over on the right, you've got different lane assist, the sensors, the cruise control options, mode, and the tuner buttons for the radio. Behind the steering wheel, you've got paddle shifters, so like normal, minus gear, plus gear. So to go down a gear, to go up a gear behind the steering wheel. Nice paddles. They kind of have a nice kind of like a grab function. I really like Lexus's paddles. And the steering wheel features F Sport branding. Down lower than that, you've got the engine start stop button as well as the parking brake down here. Moving up to the display, you've got a nice Lexus old school clock like normal vehicles that Lexus creates. Then you have this nice huge screen. So there's many options you can go through. You can go destination, which is obviously maps, audio, switching between AM, FM, and satellite radio, phone, apps for communication, projection, basically projecting what's on your phone on the screen. Info, let's just go on info for a second. Showcases some eco information, traffic incidents, weather, even your owner's manual. Setup, pretty much change everything you want in the vehicle. So for under general, you got clock, language, things of that nature. You can change your Bluetooth settings. There's nothing currently connected. Audio between the radio, DVD player, anything like that. Now you get to see everybody who just had this car. Voice, vehicle settings. Let's go in there real fast. You can see the maintenance options, vehicle customization. Let's go in there for 1 second just to showcase. You can change like door lock settings, things like that. Going further down, you got navigation, Wi-Fi, the app suite, traffic, and data services. And all the way to the right, you've got climate, which is just a digital way to showcase what you can change on the interior, which moving perfect time to move from that is down low. You have the actual physical buttons to do so. So you can change it in a digital way with touch sensitive button, which I'll showcase, or manual, just pushing the different HVAC options. Right above that though is the hazard button. You've got some media buttons such as the radio, the media, and the seek tuner buttons. You've got the power volume tune knob right here. Going below that, you've got air conditioned or ventilated seats, heated seats for both the driver and the passenger. You have a heated steering wheel for the driver and a shade that will go up in the rear of the vehicle. Right here we got CD player, Mark Levinson branding. This reveals a nice little cubby spot for a cup holder as well as a bunch of plugs. So you got an auxiliary plug as well as 2 USB plugs hidden in this slot. Moving behind that, this is the touch sensitive mouse pad that I was adjusting everything up there, as well as some quick option buttons like map, menu, and a back button. This is the gear shifter in the vehicle. So you got normal, park, reverse, neutral, and drive. And once you are in drive, you can kick it over and select gears, any one you want, all the way up to 8. So let me show you that on the dash. You can go all the way down to 1 and all the way to 8. And let's put it back in the park to be safe. Then you've also got that nice hold button for when you're at a red light and you want to relax your foot. Hold the brake, push the hold button down, and you release, stretch your legs, put your foot back on the brake, and you can release the vehicle. It'll basically hold for you to give you a chance to stretch your leg. It's a cool little cup holder cubby spot as well. You can kind of lock it up and be a really deep cup holder, or just store a lifetime supply of change. And you push this little push button, and it kind of opens up a little door to if it's a short cup or something. You also got this nice armrest, which reveals a charger pad, which like I like in most Lexus and Toyota vehicles, you can turn it off and actually use it for something else. Now the location of this, obviously if you were to store anything here, it'd probably slide off and fall down here anyway. But in different setups and different vehicles from Lexus and Toyota, there's usually the charge pad up here where it's perfect to put something else other than using a phone. So I like that you can turn it off regardless. You got a nice cubby space. You got an old school smoker's port hidden tucked right here. Moving to the passenger side, you got glove box. Give you a look at the passenger side door. You got the Mark Levinson speaker again throughout. These are the seats that feature F Sport branding. And the rear of the vehicle. Features a sunroof. And there are all the sunroof controls, including lighting buttons as well. But that is pretty much the interior of the 2021 Lexus ES, the 250 all-wheel drive. Thanks for watching.